Hello and welcome to another Workbench Wednesday, where we take a look at my hobby progress from the previous week. So, in this week, we are still on the Middle-earth strategy battle game train. We have been finishing, well, we haven't actually finished any models this week, but when one project is wrapping down, it's time to spool up the next. So we will look at some old stuff with a little bit of progress and some brand new exciting stuff. So we'll be back to take a look at what I've gotten done. Starting off this week, we have made some good progress on Shelob. She is looking horrifying. Basically getting close to being done with the black, I think, and then we've got to do some of those red markings and a few little details, and the base obviously, and she will be done. I was initially painting her off the base, but it was just too much of a pain in the butt, if I'm honest, and I kept rubbing paint off different spots. So eventually, what I decided to do was, you can't really tell on the camera, but I essentially got the underside to her to a place where I didn't at the side angle. It looks all good, so it's pretty much fully painted, and obviously I wasn't going to take it up to the highest highlights, and then I glued her down on the rocks, which I will say was way more of a pain in the butt than I wanted it to be. I used some plastic glue on the first ones, but her legs kept popping out because the glue wasn't drying. So basically I held these two on really firmly until those were glued down, and then did another one, same thing, and then used super glue. Just ended up using super glue to finish them off, because even after holding it for 5 to 10 minutes, there was enough give in the plastic that it ended up sort of stretching, which I didn't really like. So Shelob is close to being done, which will basically finish off the Cirith Ungol army. I'll certainly finish it off to where I want it for now. Moving on, we're going to look at what the new project is going to be after Cirith Ungol is finished, and I've made some good progress on that. So let's take a look. Oh yes, it's a whole new army. That's exciting. And it'll be very exciting and interesting to talk about. But before I jump into that, I'm going to have once again hopefully caught you off guard so you can't skip this part as easily. And say, if you're enjoying this video, please give it a like. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. And if you want to go that extra mile and you really enjoy any of the content we make, be those the battle reports, podcast, or my Workbench Wednesdays, please consider supporting us in a financial way, which you can do in one of two ways. You can do it either here on YouTube by becoming a channel member, or via the link in the description of this video, you can join us on Patreon. And I just want to take this minute to say I thank you so much to all our channel members and our Patreons. You are the lifeblood of Gondor. Calls for ale. And finally, because I didn't say it in the correct order, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see me working on. If there's anything, if you want me to get back to some War Machine, definitely let me know. If there's an army you'd love to see me paint, or any of the other stuff, yeah, drop me a comment. And with that all out of the way, said and done, I am obviously, well, maybe not obviously, depending if you play this game or not, but I'm painting up some Lothlorien models, some Guard of the Galadrim Court. Well, not specifically, because that's an actual unit. So what I have here are Galadrim warriors in the front, and then I've got some characters in the back here. So basically, I've had this army for a little while now. And I started off by, I just had a whole sprue of the Galadrim warriors, and I was like, well, I'll buy a box of those, and that will be all, should be all of the Galadrim elves I'll ever need. So I have 36 elf warriors, which will probably, a bunch of them will never see the tabletop, but that's fine. I just figured just try and get them all done. One of the things that's been kind of fun with this project, I haven't been doing any converting, so these are all just out of the box, simple, easy to build. The models definitely show their age, but I would just want to get it done. We've been asked to have some more elves in battle reports, so I'm trying to make that happen. Sadly, we can't have Tyler on as much as we might like him. We can't face down his Rivendell on a regular basis, so it would be good to get some Galadrim on the channel. So what I have is I've got 12 Galadrim warriors with sword. They will also have shields, 12 with spear and shields, and 12 with bows. In the back, I've got a Galadrim warrior with banner. I actually have a second one. I definitely have a second one. I've got Orifim and Rumil. I've got a Galadrim captain with bow, a Galadrim captain with sword, and then an old metal Haldir, who I have 2 more just sitting hilariously in the same box. I mistook him for regular metal Galadrim warriors with bows. So I got all of these guys primed over the weekend. It was a nice weather for priming, so I had 12 of them already built, and some of the characters. I also have off to the side, which I won't bother pulling out because I made basically no progress. I've got a Galadriel and Celeborn and 6 knights, so a box of knights. But yeah, so over the weekend I got everything else built and based. And then I did all this airbrushing. Then I did enamel wash, and then some amount of painting with a natural paintbrush. So we'll take a look at this one pretty much finished elf here, and talk about how I did this. And like I said, this project is the name of this project is quick and easy, I think, basically. So as you can see, the red was airbrushed on. That was AK Black Red. And then over top of that, it was Chimera Color the Red. I'll show this AK Black Red. Any dark red will do. I really like this as a red. Then on top of that, I did an enamel wash, and I used Rust Streaks by AK Interactive. I actually kind of hoped they were going to be sort of a little more red, a little orangey. They have a fair amount of green to them. It works okay. It's a nice, it does what I needed it to do, which was shade and have a different color to the shadows. So I put that on and then just wiped it off with some white spirits and Q-tip. So at that point, was feeling pretty okay. The metal was dead easy. Or the gold anyway. It was scale 75 decayed metal, and then scale 75 elven gold. This is elven gold. And those cover really nicely and go on basically in one coat of each, and it makes for a nice, vibrant, shiny gold. And it was given that with the red cloaks done, the gold is the biggest part of the model. It had to go quick and look good, so I went for premium metallic paints that I can rely on. And then it's just some brown straps, brown shoes, silver on the sword, and then the shield. The shield is a 3D print because the plastic only come with enough for the spear and shield guys. So yeah, I can't remember. I think I got it from... It's probably a My Mini Factory file or a Thingiverse or something. I can't actually quite remember, but feel free to ask me and I can track it down for you, just not at this exact moment. And then it's flesh and the weapon. So I think, and then the big thing I guess is I got to a point where I was like, I really want another color to break it up, so I decided to add the sort of like white in a skirt thing. And it's not going to be my best army for sure, but it will. I think it will look good on the table. Red and gold is a very striking color combination, and it's going to be quick to paint, which is, like I said, really the main goal with this project. Is I want to get it done. We're getting close to another filming session. Ben's going to be in town, so we're going to film a few games, and I would really like to have another army to show off. There we go. That is what I've been working on for the Lothlorien stuff. Like I said, I do have knights and Galadriel and Celeborn. Depending how fun or not the army is, and if you guys want to see more of it, then I will add some wood elves. I could use some Guard of the Galadrim Court and some Sentinels and some of the other small bits and bobs, but I figured with this done, this is an easy 650 point army that just can be mostly warriors, and it won't be the most interesting, but it also won't be a super standard Lothlorien army, which is something we enjoy doing on Gondor Calls for Ale. So, we've looked at a big monster in Shelob. We've looked at a horde of elves. I have one more model to show off from this week that I actually worked on a little while ago. I need to finish up for when Ben and I film again. And I'm too excited not to show it off, so I'll be back in a moment to look at this mysterious, rather large model. Oh yes, here it is, the Troll Catapult. What a model. Look at the size of this thing. It is hilariously huge. There's a little paint pot for scale. I'll pull up one painted Warrior of Lothlorien. Tiny by comparison. So, where are we at with this guy? So, right now, his back catapult piece comes off. I gotta fix this. It bends. I may actually end up just replacing it with brass rod. And this has just started to move. That's fine. But yeah, so this has been base coated and dry brushed. I'm going to do a bunch of different contrast and washes to make the wood different colors, and then pick out all the rope and metal on it. So that is off for now. The troll himself is nicely painted, fully done. I got to do his base. I may do a little bit more on his gauntlets to make them a little more metal, but yeah, he's got a nice multi-cloth loincloth. And I think he's going to look absolutely awesome. I'm really excited to get this guy painted up. I bought it when it came out. I worked on it, like I said, a little while ago. And I thought it would be time to get him finished, because Glob may have to make a return to the channel. And if he does, he fought the Witch King hard for the plans to build a catapult troll. He better have a catapult troll. So if seeing a catapult troll in a YouTube battle report is something you would like to see, definitely let me know, and that will help light the fires of industry under me to get him finished up. And with the look at this absolutely ridiculous model, I think our hobby update, our Workbench Wednesday, is finished for this week. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for, I assume you're now subscribed, and for liking this video and leaving me a comment. I'll be back next week with another Workbench Wednesday.